All right, welcome to another episode of Craig Mack's Chasing Success. I'm your host, Craig Mack, and the two people that you see on the screen next to me are Derek and Marcy Flowers, and they are what I consider to be a power couple. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay. All right, well, you know what? I know you guys are involved in business, and what I want to do is what I like to do with this show is expose people to opportunities. I've had other professionals on to talk about the profession that they're in, the ins and out of it, but also I want to explore, and bring opportunities to couples like yourselves who may not have considered getting into business together with one another. And so I wanted to bring that aspect and that opportunity for some couples who may not have considered that kind of opportunity. So that's why I have you guys on the show. But
Okay.
let me get into, first of all, how did the two of you meet?
I guess I can start with that one. We actually were introduced by my cousin Kenny, and actually Kenny and Marcy were friends, and they went to school together.
Okay.
And so Kenny introduced us, and of course Marcy fell in love, and she couldn't help herself. And the rest is history.
Well, well, you are so
I
humble.
guess.
You're so humble, Derek.
He was arrogant back then and he's arrogant now.
Well, you picked them.
I
So
did. I did. I wouldn't change a thing.
that's good. Okay, so how long have you guys been married?
We actually just celebrated 32 years
Mm,
on the 5th. 32
that
years.
that deserves a round of applause. 32 years and y'all still speaking to each other. That is awesome. That
Oh
is
yeah.
awesome. So, how many businesses do you run?
Well, we have three,
Three.
three in total now,
Okay.
and they all center around the real estate industry.
Okay.
So we have, real estate company that is focused on residential. Uh, and then we have a real estate company that's focused on commercial. And then
Okay.
we have the mortgage side.
Okay. All right. So you have your own mortgage company.
We do. We do.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. So, how did you decide to get into the real estate business?
Want me to take that one? Yeah. So, Craig, about, I would say 1990, we probably bought our first investment.
Okay.
Um, so we've been in the game for a while.
Yeah.
And it started from that point on back in Chicago, actually. We had properties in Chicago.
Okay.
And then I had the opportunity to relocate to Texas, still had the properties there. And once we got here, we just started investing here as well.
Mm.
But
Right.
it's
See.
been that long since we've been doing it. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Okay. So you just picked up here where you left off in Chicago, basically, right?
Right.
We did it a little bit different because we were sole investors there in Chicago.
Okay.
And once we got here, we were investors as well too. We started one of our companies here where we buy and sell investment properties under.
Okay.
That one is called All American Investors,
Okay.
and that's the company that we deal with that with. And so we ended up deciding to get our real estate license,
Hmm.
and everything kind of evolved from getting the real estate license. And we kind of supported each other with that. We're getting the license. And it happened such that we took the test the same day. And I'll never forget it. And so Marcy finished before me. And so when
Okay.
I came out of the testing center, I looked at her, she was looking sad. I'm like, man, she probably didn't pass. So I didn't want to say anything. And so when I got over there, she had already got her results. She had passed already. But she didn't want to make me feel bad if I didn't pass. So that was, that was our funny moment with getting our licenses in Texas.
Right.
But
The lady, the testing center representative was laughing at me because I was out there saying, okay, will this face work? Will this, I'm trying to make a sad face. So
That is
we both
hilarious.
ended up passing though.
Wow. So, all right. How do you guys balance the marriage and the business partnership, right? Because that's like two different things, so to speak, all in one, right? So
I
how do you
understand
balance
that.
that?
Well, it helps to have a house where he can go on one end and I can go on another. But we have separate offices.
Okay.
Um and that definitely helps. But we have separate offices. And I call mine the, where business gets done, and I call his the BS office.
Okay.
But in all in truth though, we have our meetings. And we act like just, I mean, like employers
Hmm.
um with each other, as far as we meet, and we have serious meetings, if you can believe that, with him. But we have serious meetings, and and we project out, what we want to do and what we want to get done and stuff like that. So so all jokes aside, he's fun. He's fun and he jokes a lot, and so that helps. But when it's time to get down to business, he really does.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, and that helps.
Right. Right. So what's next for the two of you? You got your three businesses. What's next?
Well,
Yep.
I mean,
Have y'all met
just,
about that yet?
no. We have our 5, 10 year plan or whatever. So, but basically, we want to kind of expand our focus more into, I don't know, we before COVID, we were heavily into the education side of things.
Mm,
And so we want to, go ahead and expand that more, because the thing about it is, it doesn't matter, how much money you make at the end of the day. I mean, it's how many people you could help, and educate, and, and stuff like that. So, we want to just kind of, I don't know, we're both certified real estate instructors.
oh, okay.
And we both taught on a collegiate level.
Okay.
Um, so, we would like to, and when we started out just kind of, with seminars and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I think we want to go back to our grassroots,
Okay.
and just, helping other folks, especially with, kind of like now with the market like it is.
Hmm.
Well, usually when the market is not, stable and stuff like that, education becomes key.
Mm.
So, anything that, we can help with, and educate people on, uh, is, a plus, for us.
Okay.
And, we want to, we were having, no cost seminars just to educate individuals, because we take a
Nice.
lot of things for granted.
Nice.
And when I say we, just people in general, we take a lot of things for granted, that
Right.
we expect people to know, a lot, or know this or know that, or have this or have that. And there's a
Hmm.
lot of people that don't.
Right.
And so we just want to be able to, just go back and just, help individuals, and, give them the true picture, because it hasn't been an easy ride for us. And I mean, in this economy, but, through the grace of God, we've been able to keep our doors open.
Right.
When we started in 2006, bottom fell out the market.
True.
And, we had just signed a 3 year lease. And by, I mean, by the grace of God, we were able to keep it moving,
Right.
and I mean, times were lean, but we were able to, make it through. So, we'd like to be able to just extend that knowledge, to other folks. Anybody that wants to learn, you're never too old to stop learning. He and I,
True.
we're always doing something. I
Right.
mean, we are always just looking for our next, knowledge base. Um, so it would be wonderful to be able to just, um, let other people know what we have bottled up.
Do some knowledge sharing, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Gotcha.
that's what we're big on.
Right.
Okay. So, just a little bit ago, I know you said you guys have a commercial real estate business. And since COVID, I've been hearing a lot about how the commercial real estate business has been deteriorating. Is that what you guys are seeing as well?
Yeah, it all stems from these interest rates. And what a lot of folks don't know in the commercial side is those loans don't go out 30 years like residential.
Mm,
Some go out 5 years, 10 years. So if you're in a third year of what we just came through and say the market is doing what it's doing,
mm-hmm,
they may have got that money at 3%. Now
mm-hmm.
you're talking millions of dollars. And
Right.
so now when it's up to 5, 7, 9, it can cripple a business.
Mm-hmm.
Just the interest rate alone can take them out of business.
Okay.
It can get that crucial.
Okay. So I know you mentioned you guys have, your real estate licenses. Is there a different license for commercial real estate that you know?
No, it's the same license. It's just the focus that they have um, here in Virginia. And so I guess I should have told you we're licensed in Texas, Illinois, DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay.
And in some states, they'll have like when you apply, you have to tell them what you'll be doing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be commercial, you'll focus on commercial, but most states don't. It's
Okay.
it's just the same license, but the training is very different as far as the focus. In commercial, you are considered kind of an advisor more so than a realtor opening doors up. And
Okay.
so it's a lot of different implications to it because if I'm advising you on a $3 million project and I didn't do my homework and I told you wrong, then I'm gonna find myself in court as opposed to the residential person, they just get mad at you.
Right.
So it's a lot of different, repercussions to the commercial side.
Gotcha. Now you also mentioned that you have a mortgage company. So how does somebody start a mortgage company?
Paperwork. No, we got
A lot of
we were licensed. We got our residential mortgage loan officer or originator license. And then once we kind of learn the ropes and stuff. And the thing about us too is that whenever we are like in a situation, so basically, and I'm kind of jumping subject here, but when we are like, so as real estate agents, we have to kind of rely on people to have get their financing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we saw a lot of deals fold, because of financing and stuff, or the loan officers not being like truthful
yeah.
about situations, and stuff like that. And a lot of deals are falling through.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was our motivation to say, okay, hey, let's do this. And so we're not, we don't even push like, if we're dealing with somebody on the real estate side, you know, we can help with the mortgage, but it's not oh, you have to go through us for mortgages or whatever, because we want them to feel comfortable.
Right.
But it also helps us, like when they are dealing with other loan officers and stuff, and they give them, oh, this hasn't went to underwriting for a couple of weeks. We know that's kind of like, BS or whatever. And so, so it helps us. And
Mm-hmm.
not that, we rat on them or whatever, but we give suggestions and stuff to say, hey, maybe you can ask them this or something like that, because we know what's going on behind the scenes. But we
Mm-hmm.
do now, I mean, to sweeten the pot, we do, if you use multiple services, of course, you're going to get multiple discounts with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's your choice. But we don't ever try to like push, our multiple services on individuals. We let them know, hey, we do have this, and a lot, uh, I'll say probably about maybe 75% of our customers use it because of the fact that we'll give, the discounts back, or we can, sometimes with those discounts, it may result in like a lower rate and stuff than you would
Hmm.
get, going from somebody else. So, but that's what we offer.
Yeah, and it's the name of the company is Magnificent Mortgage,
Okay.
and we have a catchy website. It's called justgotalone.com.
Okay.
That's the website. But
Okay.
getting back to your question about how do you start it, it's more of you got a national exam you have to take, first of all. So we both did that. Then you file paperwork with whichever state agency it is, and they all have different rules. Some of them you have to have a brick and mortar. Some of them you don't have to have a brick and mortar. It just depends on what state you're getting into.
Okay.
Some kind of
Okay.
or
But
financial.
I would also assume that you'd have to have like a line of credit in
Oh
order.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot of stipulations that come along with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can also broker the deals as well too. So
Yeah.
we broker under a few, and like Quicken is one of them. That's one of our primary uh,
People that we use.
people that we use.
Mhm.
And
Hmm.
so basically they market everything to us, and we'll ride under them as far as the pricing and everything. And we can, and we tell people all the time, especially our friends, but sometimes people, they were like, well, we don't really want you in our business and stuff. But the way it works, the brokerage that we do with them, if you call them and go to the retail side,
Hmm.
you'll get worse pricing than if you came through us, because we get it wholesale and we can offer a different rate that the
Hmm.
retail market won't offer, because they'll get money off of it, whereas we control all that on the back end,
All right.
and we can pass on discounts.
Right.
Mhm.
So if I was a first time buyer, I'd rather work with you guys because it seems
You would
like you
save a
would be
lot of
willing
money.
to do the hand holding that I would need. Because one of the things, and I really like the piece about you guys going back to doing more education and seminars, because what I find is that there's a real financial literacy problem in this country.
Yep.
And a lot of it can be, a lot of problems can be solved if there was more financial literacy out there, programs
Definitely.
and so
Mhm.
forth, and people going to them, because a lot of people don't even realize they may already be ready to be in position um, to buy a home or learn how to get into position to buy a
Mhm.
home, with your credit score and how to budget and all that and protect your credit and stuff like that. And I think there's a big hole in general, cross races and so
It
forth.
is.
Uh,
But I do love though, and not to interrupt you, but what I do love is that some of the um, vendors that we have partnered with
mhm,
when we're dealing with, presenting mortgages, because the beauty of it is that, he named Quicken as one of them, but we do have other lenders that, so Quicken may say, well, we don't go under a 620,
mhm,
but we have other lenders that may go down to a 580, or we may
right.
have other lenders that go down to 550,
Subprime,
so
right.
right. But the thing about it is some of them, and a lot of them are going to the credit repair piece of it.
Mm,
So that no that you would normally get can be like a not now, but here's what you can do,
mhm,
So I've ran some people through that, and it has worked tremendously. I have some people working through it now. And so, I like that piece of it too, because I tell them I'm not a credit expert. I mean, I've seen a lot, and I may be able to look at something and say, oh, maybe you could do that. But I tell them I'm not a credit expert. And so for them to have entire department or entire department to be able to, assist people with doing that and just giving them some guidance. I mean, it,
right,
it has helped, you
right.
know.
Absolutely.
I like
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. I also failed to mention, Derek, you work full time too, don't you?
Yeah. So
You're a busy brother.
I'm a busy brother. I'm a busy brother. Yeah. We get
Wow.
it done. And that's the thing, because I tell people that's one of the things, like when you were mentioning about a power couple, is I tell people Marcy has been my mentor and
Mm,
I've been her mentor.
okay.
And the funny part about it is, with me doing that as well, is a lot of the things that I don't know, she knows. And a
Mm.
lot of the things she don't know, I know. And
You
that's really
complement
what
each
made
other.
us,
Yeah,
we complement each other. Her
that's awesome.
background is financial in business. She's been a controller of a company before, a major company before.
Okay.
And I've been techie most of my life. Uh, a lot of people don't know that I was a Cisco instructor at the
Wow.
college.
Okay.
And I've taught on the college level, everything from IT to real estate. So we're
Okay.
very, you know, versed in what we do. And so we can really change up and do things. And then, you just have to make things work. And the kids help out some, not as much as we would like, but they're busy too. We got one working in DC and the other one is an engineer.
Okay.
And they're totally different too. And
Awesome. Awesome. And
yeah,
I know that I was at the baby shower and I know you're about to be grandparents for the
yeah,
first time too, so that's awesome.
they're about to be grandparents, yeah. And you got a chance to see how his personality is. He's so quiet and laid back.
Yeah.
We showed him an email the other day from say, hey man, they were doing this thing at Terminal D at DFW. So I said, maybe one day you can do something like that. He said, Dad, I'm working with the architects on this right now. He said, that's my project. I'm project manager. I say, huh? But he doesn't say that. He's working actually on that stuff at DFW now.
Awesome.
You never know it talking to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
awesome. That is awesome. Well, Derek and Marcy, I really appreciate you guys taking time to speak to me. Taking time out of your busy schedule because y'all are
no problem.
busy.
Appreciate
And I I think, Derek, do me a favor, give me the
Sure.
say the website again. The websites for your business.
Okay, so the main one is we have Flowers Realty Services. It's a LLC, and then we have the two that fall under the umbrella. It's commercial is FRScommercialadvisors.com,
Okay.
and then the mortgage company is magnificentmortgage.com,
Awesome.
and the residential is flowersrealty.net.
Got you.
And
Thank you very
then
much for that.
the Magnificent Mortgage, you can also go to justgotalone.com.
It'll take you to the same page.
So that'll go to the same page, but
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
a little
That is
easier
awesome.
for
yeah.
Yeah. So I think the latest economic this was it the CPI came out today, and we've had a couple of good months of lower inflation data coming
Yeah.
out. And so I think that the housing market may start picking up again here.
We think it will because these interest rates are going to come back down some, but they won't come back to what they used to be. It was so sweet, Craig. We had seen them all the way down
Right. Right.
in the
Yeah,
two.
I don't think we're gonna see those
No,
anytime soon.
no. And
they should cut them hopefully at least once, maybe twice before the end of the year. We're hoping. That's what our hope is.
but before
Yeah,
we end, and I was telling you about these interest rates, I'm gonna have Marcy give you an example of one she's working on now. The person had a 2 point something loan, and now if they would get that same loan today,
Hmm.
same money,
Hmm.
nothing changes.
Hmm.
What was the difference in his payment?
Well, they were um, kind of doing a refinance,
hmm,
and and I just did it just basically off of the same number that they had when they originally got their loan. So currently they have like a 275 loan, 2.75% loan. And so right now we were quoting them and they got pretty good credit and it was being quoted at like I think it was a 6.125 or something
hmm.
there. And the difference in their note was like $900 a month.
Wow.
Just in the interest rate.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Huh.
that's what's making home ownership, the affordability just kind of, go out the window for
Yeah. Yeah.
people.
Wow.
And so, hopefully with the discounts that we can offer, we're offering the discounts that are kind of bringing the interest rate down,
Yeah.
some, so they're
Yeah.
not feeling it a whole bunch, but it's still, 2.75 is totally a thing of the past. If people can hold on to those, I'd recommend holding on to.
Well, because it makes it tough for you to, if you had that and if you want to sell, now you
Right.
know,
Well, that's
even
what
if
people
you
are
make a
wondering now.
profit, a
I have
lot of it's
people
going to
that
get eaten
want to
up.
sell, but they cannot, it's like the affordability is like, okay, I can sell mine and get a great rate, but then what am I walking into?
Right. Right. So
Hmm.
that's the yin and the yang of this whole
Yes,
game here.
sir. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say interest rates can be either your friend or your foe, depending on what side you're on,
I was
right?
just getting ready.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you're a
Exactly.
borrower, it's like, oh man. But if you're a saver, you're like, okay, I can do this. So,
Right, right.
all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just for the audience out there, if you are looking to buy a home, or if you are a first-time buyer, I highly recommend that you reach out to these two, because they will take you by the hand and step by step, and have you have a very good experience buying your first home or your home in general. So I highly recommend that you reach out to Derek and Marcy, and they'll take good care of you. And I highly recommend, they're good friends of mine, and so I highly recommend that you reach out to them. All right. So with that, I'm going to thank you again for coming on to the show and taking the time to speak with me. Happy anniversary, belated happy anniversary.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Congratulations again on being grandparents soon and all of that. So with that,
Thank you.
I'm going to let you guys go and get back to work.
Thank you.